The world is witnessing a profound recalibration of global economic power. China stands at the epicenter of this transformation, moving with deliberate strategy. Its actions increasingly shape international financial landscapes and trade dynamics. The old certainties of a unipolar economic world are fading. We are entering an era defined by complex interdependencies and emerging multipolarity. China's economic journey over recent decades has been nothing short of remarkable. From a developing nation, it has risen to become a global economic titan. Beijing is no longer content to be the world's factory. It now harbors ambitions to influence and, in some areas, to lead in global finance, technology, and economic governance. The implications of this shift are far-reaching, touching every corner of the global economy. The backdrop to these developments is an intensifying strategic rivalry, particularly with the United States. This competition is multifaceted, encompassing trade, technology, and geopolitical influence. As China continues its ascent, the world must adapt to a new equilibrium. The US-China trade war has become a defining feature of the current global economic landscape. It is a conflict waged not with traditional armaments, but with tariffs, export controls, and technological restrictions. In June 2025, the US significantly increased tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from various nations, including China, to 50%. This move was met with predictable consternation and retaliatory threats. Earlier, in April 2025, the US had imposed 145% tariffs on certain Chinese goods, risking $650 billion in bilateral trade. In response, China implemented its own countermeasures, including increased levies on US imports, reaching 125% by April 2025. By May and June 2025, China had enacted export curbs on vital rare earth alloys, affecting global industries. The technological arena has emerged as a particularly fierce battleground. The rise of Chinese AI startups like DeepSeek caused significant market tremors. Consequently, several countries blocked the DeepSeek AI chatbot for government employees, citing security concerns. Further escalating tech tensions, the US banned the export of NVIDIA's H20 HGX AI GPU to China in April 2025. Anticipating such moves, major Chinese tech companies stockpiled approximately 1 million NVIDIA H20 GPUs. One of the more subtle yet potentially powerful tools in China's financial arsenal is window guidance. This term refers to informal directives from Chinese regulatory authorities to commercial banks and other financial institutions. The primary motivation behind any strategy to reduce reliance on the US dollar, a process often termed de-dollarization, is multifaceted for China. By promoting the yuan and reducing dollar dependency, Beijing seeks to enhance its own monetary policy independence. The application of window guidance can effectively steer market behavior towards these de-dollarization goals. This contributes to a slow but steady shift away from dollar dominance in certain transactions. Section 4 Beyond Borders: China's broader financial architecture and influence. China's strategy to reshape the global financial landscape extends far beyond managing its domestic currency dynamics. A cornerstone of this effort is the promotion of the renminbi or yuan for international trade and investment. Beijing has actively pursued bilateral currency swap agreements with numerous countries. This is particularly evident within the framework of its expansive Belt and Road Initiative. Complementing the internationalization of the yuan is China's leadership in establishing new multilateral financial institutions. The Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and the New Development Bank represent significant strides in this direction. These institutions provide alternative sources of development finance to traditional Western-dominated bodies. Furthermore, China is at the forefront of developing central bank digital currencies with its digital currency electronic payment. Collectively, these strategic financial maneuvers paint a clear picture of China's ambition. Beijing is not merely seeking to adapt to the existing global financial system but is actively working to construct parallel structures. This aims to create a more diversified and equitable global financial order. Section 5. The Unfolding Future: Potential Scenarios in Global Trade and Finance. Looking ahead, the trajectory of global trade and finance is fraught with uncertainty, largely shaped by the evolving US-China relationship. One potential scenario involves a continued escalation of trade tensions. This could lead to further economic decoupling with the formation of distinct economic blocs. Another possibility is a move towards a form of managed competition, where both powers acknowledge their rivalry but seek to establish clearer rules of engagement. This might involve tacit agreements on technological standards or market access. Global supply chains could see further regionalization as companies seek to mitigate risks. The future of global currency dynamics also presents several paths. We might witness a gradual but steady erosion of the US dollar's dominance. Alternatively, the dollar could retain its preeminence, albeit in a more contested environment. Ultimately, these unfolding scenarios carry profound implications for global governance and international cooperation. Nations worldwide will need to develop adaptive strategies to navigate a global landscape characterized by shifting power balances.